When you think about position 4, there's a lot of, in general, making moves between lanes, a lot of warding, making sure you set yourself up to make fast plays. And one of the biggest things that I would say that you can use to make sure that your movement is successful, not only in laning stage but throughout the game, is smokes. If you use smokes correctly and you make sure you don't waste them, you'll always get like vision out or you'll get a kill. And those are basically the two things that are the main goal when you smoke. You want to get vision out or you want to get a kill, a big kill. You don't want to smoke to kill support, but you just want to smoke, get vision out and get a kill. If you can do both, get wards out and then also get a kill, that's ideal. But there's an aspect of it where if you smoke and you ward and you're smoking just to get the wards out and you end up finding a hero that you can kill, that will basically reveal your ward because they see where you are, they know that you smoked there, they know you probably warded. So there's a couple of different ways you can smoke. In early game on position 4, it's very much for just to kill because sometimes the lanes can be hard to gank. If you don't have a smoke and you don't know where the wards are, it can be really hard for you to get an angle on the mid laner, for example. If they have like 2 wards around mid, you don't know where they are, and you don't have a smoke, you just can't kill them. But if you have a smoke, that means you don't really care about their wards. It means you have basically a bypass for not knowing about their vision. So smokes are like a type of solution to a lack of map control. It allows you to take back map control, or it allows you to ignore the fact that they have it. Okay, so in this example, I'm playing against SF with Earth Spirit, and I'm checking the 4-minute rune, and I'm not really trying to kill him here, but I'm trying to see, maybe I hit the roll, I have Arcane Rune anyway, so I have a chance of messing with him. At this point, he saw me run towards bot, and he knows that I'm here. So he's playing on his hill. If I am sitting in these trees, I can't reach him here, it's too far away from my roll, which means I can't really kill him. So I look at bot and I see if this is a kill, and this is not really a condition where my slug can help me kill this bat or the willow. They're also low, but the wave is way too far back. So bot lane is not really a kill. And he probably also told his team that I'm running towards bot, the SF. So what I do here is I have a smoke on me. And I know I can't roll from here. So I use my smoke to make sure I get a good angle here. And what happens is I get a chance to roll from the best possible angle without fearing the fact that he has a ward here, maybe he sees me. So this is like one example of smoking. It's just, this is basically only to kill. So at this point, like my Zeus is level 4 and SF is level 5, and it's a good kill for us. He's basically like one of the most important heroes in the game. And sometimes you can burn smokes just to get these kills. Another important thing to notice about this game, this is something I do in most cases where I want to play between the lanes, is that the first thing I do when I get gold from the bounty runes is that I buy a smoke. You see it in my stash here. I buy a smoke, and that means that the smoke is recharging already. It's recharging from the start of the game, which means we're going to have more smokes at our disposal than if I waited with buying the smoke. So the smoke started 2 in stock, and if you don't buy it, it's just 2 in stock, nothing is charging. But as soon as you buy it, it starts recharging for a new smoke. So this basically gives me a little bit of freedom to use this smoke as I want, because I bought it early. It makes it so that we don't lack smokes later on because you're already recharging. So this is one example of how you can smoke and make sure that you have plenty of smokes in the game. You don't want to burn too many smokes like early on, so you run out of smokes, because smokes is like, you kind of want to have one at disposal at all times so that you can make team moves with it and make sure that you have one for, let's say you need to contest Roche and you don't have a smoke, it's going to be problematic. So you have a certain freedom as position 4 to use smokes, but at the same time you also have a responsibility of not using too many. You can't rely on smokes to make moves. It's kind of an aid, but you can't abuse it too much. When you use smokes, you want to think about what are you able to do with the smoke. You want to use the smoke to the maximum potential of it. So the last example I showed, it was basically like the least potential you can have. You can get a kill with it. It's not bad, but it's also not the best case. You know, it's something you do if you feel like you need it. Something that it does as well for you is that in solo queue games, your game is important because you kind of have to rely on yourself. And smoking ensures that you get kill, means you get gold and experience. So it's kind of greedy to use it like this, but it's sometimes necessary. Ideally, you smoke when you have something you can do on the map, which means you will smoke to get control of Roche, which is like a later timing. You can smoke as basically it's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 heroes. You smoke to get wards, and maybe you have the threat of doing Roche and the other team doesn't know. Another timing is minute 5 and minute 10. Not only is there bounty runes at minute 5 and 10, there's also siege creeps, which mean at minute 5, all the lanes have like a potential threat of being roamed on, because if you get killed on the lane, that means that the siege creep is coming in, hitting your tower, and it also means you have to TP back out on lanes. If you TP back out on a lane, it's a lot of information for the other team to play on certain lanes with the siege creeps. So smoking at these times make it so that you have the upper hand when it comes to siege creeps, because there's 3 lanes and there's 6 siege creeps. Both teams want to play with siege creeps. So you abuse smokes, and it makes it so that you have the upper hand in terms of like, maybe you smoke like right before the siege creep comes, so that the hero is dead before the siege creep comes, then he has to TP back in. It means you can go to another lane and pressure that lane because the guy doesn't have a TP. So using smokes to get kills right before siege creeps makes it more effective than just killing a hero to kill a hero. So you have some plan behind it. So when you're smoking as a team, this is basically later on in the game, and when you're trying to make moves as a team with smokes, you don't want to make it so that it's obvious for the other team what you're doing, because smokes it's important for your team, and when you use it, you want it to be effective. So you can do it like I said, you can play around siege creeps or timings, like you can play around Roche, but for you to actually have a smoke that is like undetected by the other team, it has to be fast, and it has to be after pushing out lanes, because if a lane is pushing into your tower, and nobody's showing there to farm it, it's very obvious for the other team what's going on. If you're not showing, there's a lot of creeps hitting your tower, maybe even like a siege creep, it will be obvious to the other team, like, what are you doing? This is also why you rarely want to smoke with 5 heroes unless you're pushing all 5 lanes in. Because if you're smoking with 5 heroes, it means nobody's showing in the lanes, and it's even more obvious. When you want to smoke, and if you're in position 4 and you feel like you're responsible for doing the smokes, it's important that you don't smoke too many heroes. You want to smoke as little heroes as possible to do what you want to do. So let's say maybe you need both the supports and 1 core to kill a hero. Those are the only 3 heroes that should be in the smoke. You don't want to bring 4 or 5 heroes unless you want to actually do Roche or like do something very like important on the map. Let's say you're on the other side of the map and the other team is doing Roche. You might have to smoke 5 heroes just to get there and make sure they don't see you. But in general, you want to smoke as little people as possible to make the smoke successful. This is another example of using smokes to kill. So in this case, I just died and I respawned, and I see that Abed is fighting this guy in mid. So I TP in, Abed got a DD, we kill this guy, it's a good trade. So here, I have a smoke on me and a ward, and I don't know where SF has a ward. SF has a ward here. He saw me smoke here, and I can show you why he saw it, why I know he saw it. I smoke here because he sees me running top, right? I have an idea that he has a ward here that sees me, and I run towards top. So my idea is that I want to signal to them that I'm coming top, and I smoked, because then they're going to be really afraid. This SF you can see here, he's pinging on the map, showing like, be careful top, this guy's smoked. And I run all the way around to wrap on this guy. And this guy has no idea I'm on this side. He thinks I'm top, smoked, you know. And he has just died. So the reason why I did the smoke is because he's playing SF. His lane is like very even. He just died, and now he died again. This means he has no TP for 60 seconds, and it means the smoke value is higher than it would have been if he just died and TP back. So this smoke is it makes it more valuable basically, because he died twice, he has no TP, and he can't get back to lane. So he actually smokes himself here to run back to lane. And my smoke basically took the smoke from them, as well as making sure that he's not on lane for like a full wave. So this is another way of using smokes. Another way of smoking is to get wards out. And this is the main reason you smoke in competitive games, is to make sure that you get vision out and you want to get the wards out undetected. So in this example, we're playing against Liquid at the major, and I'm smoking myself. I have 2 wards on me. At this point in the game, I'm not having a good early game. I'm level 2, and I'm not really very strong. I didn't get much done in the early game because we have TA mid. It's not really a hero that's easy for me to kill with. So I want to smoke in their jungle and get wards out. So I put a ward here, and this was my main purpose of the smoke, to get this ward out. But I see this guy, he's walking up on TA's trap. He's playing very aggressively. So I get a chance to get a kill as well with the smoke, which was not really the intention, but this is the bonus. It's important to notice that I'm not smoking because I want to get the kill. I'm smoking because I want to get the word out. So there's a couple of things that this does. I mean, we kill him, but what it does is that he probably knows that I have a ward either here or here, you know, because I smoked. He knows I smoked behind him. If he has a ward, he knows. I don't know. If he doesn't have a ward, then maybe he doesn't even know I was smoked. But if he has a ward, he will know that there's a ward here or somewhere in this vicinity because he saw I was smoked. And most competitive games you smoke in general just to get the wards out. The kills are more so if you want to relieve pressure from your team, or if you need to get the kill for experience or gold, then you can smoke for a kill. You know, it can be a fast move, very impulse. But these smokes towards is very, very important for the flow of the game of your team. It's not only about like you getting a word out so you can kill somebody. It's about making sure that you understand where their team is. So let's say this smoke made it so that we got this ward. So we see this tree end, which means that my carry can farm. So it's all a result of getting the vision out, and the smoke basically enables that. When we talk about smoking, it's basically, there's a couple of different kinds of smokes. You can smoke to ward, you can smoke to kill somebody, or you can smoke to try to do both. You can smoke to try to initiate, you can smoke to get the ward, so you can ward before you initiate. So these are the ideas behind smoking, and I think the most important part is smoking to get something out of it. You don't just smoke to move, you know. You want to make sure that it's effective, and you want to make sure that you have an idea about the timing you smoke. So what I said is that you can play around siege creeps, you can play around some timing where your team can actually kill Roche, you can play around bounty runes, all these things. If you have a strong timing, if your carry gets an item, then that's a timing where you can use a smoke to play aggressive as well and take map control.